Because you're a racist. You're a racist. You come and fuck everybody. You're a racist. I've all the videos showing you're racist. You want to see them? Bring your own two, let's see them. Let's see them. You ready for it? Come on, videos. A racist man like this.
Holy.
Check this next story out. And a man who threatened to do the word begin with R or do it with a gang and murder a first class cabin crew on a flight has had his jail term increased by 3 years. Salman Iftikhar, who's 38, is now going to be serving a 4-year and 3-month prison sentence, having originally been given just a 15-month term. The wealthy recruitment consultant was pissed when he launched a vile tirade of abuse towards Virgin Atlantic staff on a flight from Heathrow to Lahore in Pakistan. Passengers aboard the flight watched in horror as the man repeatedly called the steward a fucking bitch at around 39,000 feet. The father of 3, whose businesses went bust with £17 million worth of debts, later threatened to blow up the 5-star hotel their cabin crew was set to stay in Pakistan. Iftikhar's initial sentence sparked claims of a 2-tier justice system after the Southport riots tweeter Lucy Connolly was jailed for 31 months. But his prison term was significantly increased today, and it was referred to the Court of Appeal for assessment under the unduly lenient scheme. Solicitor General Ellie Reeves said today, Salman Iftikhar made horrific threats of the word beginning with R and violence against an air steward who was simply just doing her job. His tirade of hate and abuse caused distress and anguish for the whole flight, and all of our thoughts today should be with the cabin crew and passengers who suffered from this man's vile and disgusting behaviour. I hope this brings comfort and a sense of justice to those impacted and underlines that our criminal justice system works for victims and vulnerable people. So a Crown Court heard that Iftikhar had left Miss Walsh broken and traumatised, having declared she would be dragged out of her hotel room by his boys and assaulted. The businessman had been binging on champagne and then also tried to fight another steward. In one clip of Iftikhar's 100 rants during their trip, he can be heard repeatedly accusing Miss Walsh of being a racist and said, "You called me the P word in front of everybody, how dare you?" All this unfolded in front of Iftikhar's wife and children, who were crying and pleading for him to stop, and had to be comforted by the cabin crew as he continued to hurl abuse to the entire flight. Iftikhar was later arrested at his home in Buckinghamshire and admitted making threats to kill and racially aggravated harassment. The unduly lenient scheme allows anyone to ask for a Crown Court sentence to be reviewed by the Attorney General's office. If officers consider the sentence unduly lenient, they can ask the Court of Appeal to review the sentence. It is then to the judges to decide whether or not the original sentence was appropriate or not. In court, it was heard that the abuse was so serious, cabin crew were discussing to divert the plane to Turkey. In a personal statement, the victim said she remains haunted and traumatised by the threats Iftikhar made against her and how she had to take 14 months off work. So, absolute madness, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So, the Solicitor General, the Honourable Ellie Reeves, the MP, said Salman Iftikhar made horrific threats. His tirade of hate and abuse caused distress and anguish to all the passengers, and law officers referred Iftikhar's sentence to the Court of Appeal after several requests to review the case from a number of members of the public. I hope this brings comfort and a sense of justice to those impacted and underlines that our criminal justice system works for victims and vulnerable people. So guys, it seems that the pressure of the public got them to review the sentence, and instead of his 15 months, he got lot more than that. As I said, let me know what you think in the comments below.
Just against the tree.
Four members of a Bradford crime gang who conspired to supply coke worth more than £9 million, which had been imported into the country hidden in consignments of fruit, have been jailed for a combined total of 86 years. The sentences come after 3 other men received lengthy jail terms for their role in the plot uncovered following an investigation by West Yorkshire Police's programme Precision Team. The consignment of the papaya fruit was imported to the UK from Mexico on the 4th of October 2023. Hidden amidst the fruit was 92 kilos of coke with an estimated street value of £9.2 million and destined to be delivered to Bradford. Acting under the direction of gang leader Sanchez Heffernan, Jack Stalley travelled from Bradford to collect the consignment. It was taken to a tyre yard in the Lowmore area of the city, which was controlled by Levi Depas. The drugs were then separated from the fruit and split. Lowe was seen handing over 35 kilos of the drug to Adil Ditter. Officers attempted to arrest Ditter, but he made off, and following a pursuit, his vehicle was found abandoned with the drugs inside. Telephone evidence confirmed that Lowe was acting under the direction of Depas and Matthew Jackson. The remaining 57 kilos of coke were taken from the tyre yard to the Shipley area by Gary Sinclair. Sinclair was stopped by officers who not only recovered the drugs but also found crucial evidence showing coke had recently been imported from Mexico. Appearing before Bradford Crown Court for sentencing at earlier hearings last year and early this year, Dominic Lowe, Gary Sinclair, Adil Ditter, they were all found guilty and sentenced. So Dominic Lowe, he was sentenced to 8 years for supplying Class A drugs. Gary Sinclair, he got sentenced to 10 years, and Adil Ditter, he got 8 years. Further inquiries by Programme Precision Series organised team established that Sanchez, Heffernan, Levi Depas and Matthew Jackson were the principal organisers of the plot, and further inquiries were conducted into their drug trafficking activities. All three, together with Jack Stalley, were arrested in March 2025 and charged with conspiracy to supply coke. So Sanchez Heffernan, he got 29 years in jail. Levi Depas got 27 years, and he was also given 13 years sentence to run concurrently for his involvement in the supply of 7.5 kilos of coke linked to the Encrochat handle Grave Jaguar. Then you got Matthew Jackson, he got 17 years in jail, and Jack Stalley got 13 years. And then earlier this year, Heffernan and 6 other men were jailed in relation to separate drug offences investigated by the Programme Precision Team. Speaking after the sentencing, Detective Inspector Chris Rucken said, "These individuals played leading roles in a sophisticated criminal network, and their lengthy prison sentences reflect the seriousness of their crimes." He said, "We are proud of the tireless work by our officers and partners to dismantle this operation and protect our communities from the serious harm caused by illegal drugs." He said, "This sends a clear message. If you choose to profit from the misery caused by drug trafficking, you will be pursued and you will face immediate justice." So guys, if you can, please subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a little like and also share it with others. And I'll be back later on with another news story coming out from the streets of the UK.